Hello, welcome to another video by Moxon Marine. In this video, I've just finished removing all the head bolts. This is a brand new 5.7 that I'm rebuilding, and I've already installed these cylinder heads once, but when I put the head bolts in on the starboard side, they were fairly, I'd say, normal, pretty normal, but difficult to turn all the way to 75 degrees and 65 degrees and 55 degrees, what I expected. On this side, the port side, when I put the bolts in, they just seem super easy, way too easy to torque to the 75, 65, and 55 degrees. Really didn't understand why, but after a couple of days, I've decided I didn't have a good feeling about it, so I decided just to waste these bolts and install new bolts, because for whatever reason, these bolts were too loose. So I just finished taking out all the head bolts out of this side. I started on the end. This was number 17, I think. I just went in reverse order. I took out 17, put new 17 back in, and torqued this one here, torqued to 65 degrees. And it torqued what felt like about the same as the other side. So this side went in a lot tighter. Then the short bolts were the really ones that seemed like super loose. So I tightened these again, 22 foot-pounds to start, and then 55 degrees, and it felt like the same amount of torque, the same amount of force I applied on the other side to get to 55 degrees on this side. So I feel much more comfortable that these bolts are torqued to the proper setting. So but the bottom line is I don't know why. These are the bolts. These are brand new bolts that I just put in 2 days ago. I don't know why they felt so much easier to torque in, but maybe I got a bad batch of bolts, I don't know. But these are going in the trash. The bolts I bought, these are Felpro, and that's all I've ever used is these Felpro right here. Felpro ES72 856. So, let's see if that's the right one. Yep, GM 5.7, 5.4, 5.0, so yeah. Yeah, that's the right bolts. So don't understand why these bolts just seem super loose for tightening up, but and I didn't have a good feeling, so I decided to do it over. These bolts cost about $10–15 a box, but for the peace of mind, it's worth swapping to new bolts. So I feel much better now that these bolts are at the proper, what feels to me like the proper tightness, and so I'm happy I did this. The reason I'm doing a video about this is, like I say, if something is different, something doesn't feel right, something it was different than the other side, you don't have an explanation why, investigate and do something about it. Don't just let it ride and hope for the best, because chances are that best is not going to happen. You're going to end up on this side. Possibly I would have ended up with a blown head gasket because his head wasn't held down tight enough. These bolts are called torque to angle, and there's a reason that they use those kind of bolts. I'm gonna see if I can find a video on YouTube that explains it better than, as good or better than I could do. And I'll put a link to that video in the description of this video so you can understand what torque to angle bolts, why they use them and what it means. But it just means that you torque, once you get it, you put 22 foot-pounds initially, and then you torque it from there. You torque it another, say, 65 degrees. So you start at 0 and you turn it till you get 65 degrees. You have to have what's called a torque angle. Sorry about the camera work there. You have to have a torque angle meter or a torque angle device. It's about $5–6 at Advanced Auto, whatever. And so you set it to 0. Once you get it 22, you move your needle to 0. That's your starting point, and then you maybe rotate it out here to 65 or 75 or wherever. In these particular bolts, it's 55, 65, and 75. So, again, if you want to understand more about torque to angle bolts, I'll put a link to a video in my description of this video. So, thanks for watching, and the point of this video is if something don't feel right, do something about it. Don't let it ride. Thanks for watching, and subscribe if you haven't already.